The straight right hand has ended careers, rewritten history, and produced some of the most memorable moments the sport has ever seen.
Instinct, O'Gill. He's just hanging a big right hand.
Thrown clean, with full rotation and perfect timing, it is one of the most powerful weapons in boxing. Today we are breaking down exactly what makes a great straight right hand, and the fighters who have used it better than anyone else. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Fight Archive. What makes the straight right hand special? Unlike the jab, which is thrown from the lead hand and is primarily a controlling weapon, the straight right hand is the power hand. It travels a longer distance, which gives it more time to generate speed and momentum. It is thrown with the full rotation of the hips and shoulders behind it, which means the entire weight of the body is transferred into the punch at the moment of impact. And it is set up by everything that comes before it: the jab, the movement, the feints, which means when it lands on an opponent who is already compromised. It is also one of the most technically demanding punches in boxing to throw correctly. The timing has to be right. The rotation has to be complete. The balance has to be maintained throughout. And it has to be disguised well enough that the opponent does not see it coming until it is too late. Thomas Hearns, the reach and power straight right. Hearns had one of the longest reaches in boxing history, and he used every single inch of it with his straight right hand. Thrown from a distance where most opponents felt completely safe, it arrived faster than they expected and with more power than they were prepared for. What made it so technically exceptional was the mechanics behind it. He threw it completely straight. No loop, no arc, just the most direct path from his fist to his opponent's chin. Combined with his reach, that meant the punch traveled further than most straight right hands, but arrived just as fast because there was no wasted movement anywhere in the delivery. And he threw it with his entire body behind it, full hip rotation, full weight transfer, everything committed to the punch at the moment of impact.
Hearns trying to throw the uppercut.
Landed the right hand, down goes.
Fighters who had studied him, who knew it was coming, who had specifically prepared for it, still got hit by it.
Another right hand lead.
And when they did, fights ended. Thomas Hearns did not need many opportunities to finish a fight. He just needed one clean, straight right hand. Deontay Wilder, the most powerful straight right in boxing. Wilder may have the hardest straight right hand in the history of professional boxing, purely in terms of raw knockout power. Opponents who were considered durable, opponents who had never been seriously hurt, opponents who came in with specific game plans to avoid the straight right. All of them went down the same way when it landed. What generates that power is a combination of natural gifts and exceptional mechanics. Long arms that give the punch more distance to build speed. Explosive hips that generate the rotational force that is the real source of power.
He's showing the work rate.
When Wilder decides to throw the straight right hand, everything he has goes into it without hesitation.
Well, you're not really handling this. Good shot like this. There's a great shot in it.
The frightening thing is how little it takes. He does not need a perfect setup, a tired opponent, or a combination to create the opening. He needs one moment, one instant where the straight right finds the target, and the fight is over. Naoya Inoue, the precision straight right. Naoya Inoue is not a heavyweight, but his straight right hand belongs in any conversation about the greatest in boxing history. What makes it so exceptional starts with his timing. He throws it at the exact moment his opponent opens up. Mid-jab, mid-combination, in the brief window, when the guard shifts and the chin becomes available.
The stunning shot from Naoya Inoue.
That timing is a product of exceptional ring IQ and reflexes that process information faster than most fighters in the world at any weight class. His mechanics are nearly perfect. He rotates his hips, shoulders, and feet simultaneously, which means the full kinetic chain of his body is working together at the moment of impact. He takes the shortest possible path to the target, which makes the punch fast and almost invisible until it arrives.
Wide, it's really hard to get in and out.
Oh, right hand hurts him. Oh, a huge right hand from the monster. And then he chases him down.
For a fighter of his size, the power this produces is genuinely remarkable, and it is entirely a product of technique rather than raw physical strength. Joe Louis, the perfect straight right. Lewis had a straight right hand that coaches still use as a teaching example today. And that fact alone tells you everything you need to know about the quality of his mechanics. He threw his straight right on the shortest possible path to the target. No wasted movement, no telegraphing, just a perfectly straight punch delivered with full body rotation that arrived exactly where it was aimed with maximum efficiency. His accuracy was exceptional. He threw at specific targets, specific spots, with a precision that made every punch count. And because his mechanics were so clean, his punches landed with the full force of his body weight behind them every single time. Muhammad Ali, the straight right nobody saw coming. Ali's straight right hand was not his most celebrated weapon. Most people talk about his jab, his footwork, his defense, but his straight right lead, thrown without conventional setup, was one of the most unique and effective punches in heavyweight history. He threw it often as a lead punch, without the jab to set it up, from angles that gave his opponents almost no warning it was coming.
Formed opinion, he was a fighter. Cut out of boys' high school in Brooklyn.
The straight right lead is not a conventional punch. Most coaches discourage it, because throwing the power hand without a setup leaves you exposed. Ali threw it anyway, because his reflexes were fast enough to recover if it missed, and his timing was precise enough that it usually didn't.
Trying to weather out the round. Oh, another right hand.
What Ali demonstrated is that timing and surprise can be just as powerful as technique and strength. His straight right was not the hardest in heavyweight history, but it landed when nothing else should have. And in boxing, a punch that lands when your opponent is not expecting it is always the most dangerous one. 5 fighters, 5 completely different versions of the same punch. Hearns used it with reach and technical perfection. Wilder uses it with a raw power that belongs in a category of its own. Inoue uses it with a precision and timing that defies everything you expect from a fighter his size. Lewis used it with mechanics so clean that coaches still teach from them today. And Ali used it with timing and surprise that made it land when nothing else should have. The straight right hand is not one punch. It is many punches, depending on who is throwing it and what they need it to do. Study each of these fighters. Watch how they set it up, when they throw it, and what makes it land. Because somewhere in those 5 approaches is the version that fits your style, your attributes, and your game. Master the straight right hand, and you will always have a way to change a fight in an instant. If you learned something from this video, drop a comment below, hit the like button, and subscribe. And like always, stay dangerous.